Hey, Magnandy back with you. Alright, working on the V65 carbs. The last step we did was to install all the throttle plates. That's been done. We've looked through up against the light to make sure that we have no light showing around those throttle plates when those butterflies when they're closed. Next, I'm going to install the choke, or more correctly the enrichener system, and I have the parts laid out here. We have the 4 plungers and springs, they're all the same. We have the 4 securing nuts and their seals here, and for each of the actuating levers we have a tube, a spring. These are all the same, not quite, one of them is slightly different. Okay. However, the levers themselves are different. Okay, plain levers are used here on carb 1 and carb 4, and then we have these 2 which have the linkage. One linkage which goes at the same size of these little teeth, and one which goes opposite. Okay, the same one with the 2 on the same side goes on carb number 2, and the odd one here goes on the odd numbered carb number 3. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one of these and show you how we do the install here. Okay, so we're going to install the plunger itself with the spring sitting on it. I'm going to take the seal that I have taken off and softened. I'm going to pop it back on here and put this down here. I'm threading it in just by hand now till it bottoms. Then I'm going to take a wrench and I'm just going to snug this. Alright, this is a plastic nut, so please don't go wild with it. Just snug it. Okay. Okay, now I've picked up carb number 3, so I need this one here with these being opposite. I'm going to point out also that this is the odd spring. Okay. This is the one spring which isn't just a straight spring, okay, just a straight compression spring. This one is actually a torsion spring, and it has these 2 ends on it. Okay, so next thing to do, I'm going to put this in at this end here. Then I'm going to, let's see if I can do this so you can see, just roll that on there. Okay, there's no pressure involved at all. I just came in at an angle and rolled it on as this entered here. Okay, made a mistake already. Look at that, I was busy talking. Okay, this spring needs to be in place and anchored on there. I never should have taken it off. There was a reason I had it on there. Okay, so I'm going to wind this up, put a little tension in it, because this is the spring that helps keep everything closed. Now it does get a bit trickier here, because I have to secure this as I do what I just showed you, which is to put it in there. Okay. This spring is causing me a bit of an issue there. It just escaped a little bit. Okay, and then just roll this on. Got the spring jammed up in here. There we go. It's just gone on suddenly. Okay. Now I can put this tube in place. We have to lift this a little bit to get it centered. And this should come all the way down and through the spring. Sometimes these are a little finicky. There we go. It's all the way down. Okay. So let's show you here on number 1, which is a bit simpler. Okay. So we're going to use one of the plain ones of these, any one of these again. So we're just going to sit that down in there. Again, we're putting the rubber back on here. Just pop that on. Screw this down in place. Just a little snug. Okay. Like a 1/16 of a turn or whatever, you'll feel it. Okay, just to lock it down there. And see, this is free to move. Okay. Now, again, we do need the spring on here. These ones a little easier. It's just a straight compression spring, so just squeeze it like this. Slip this in here. Drop that on there, and then let go of everything. Slip the tube on. And make sure this comes down all the way here. Okay. That's it. Do that whole thing twice more and we're done.